What is good, Nomad Pack, Nomads, Internet Peoples? How we doing? Major Nomad here. And today, just like Saturday, we are going to be a little bonus, especially for Christmas. We're going to be diving into what's more going on, reacting to what's going on in America, the world, etc. More epic, wild, unhinged reactions with typical stuff. And I thought I would do a little more of them since I tend to like them, and I'm diversifying the content a little more and finally giving my 2 cents on it. Other than just typical gaming content and news I like to cover from time to time, I want to add a little more into it to the mix, especially it being solstice, Christmas, etc. That would add a little bit of it for celebrating. And as of that holiday too, I will definitely be a little more preoccupied, so I'm definitely going to be dropping stuff early this morning, even though Mondays are typically my days off after finishing work and whatnot and wanting to relax and coming up with content to do for the weekdays I am making content. Those days I'm most likely going to be taking some time off and whatnot. So I thought I'd get into it now, but we shall see. I'm definitely going to be still wanting to make content for one of the days out of the holidays. I'm still picking which one, because Wednesday and Thursdays I'm going to be busy with family and whatnot. So I say like Friday, the weekends, I should have more time for the next weekend. So while I'm definitely going to be busy with that, even though I will find time to still make content, I'm yapping a bit, but I just want to let everyone know what's going on. I'm going to be making some stuff a little bit early for you guys for my Nomad Pack. So hopefully you enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, let's unpack this train wreck and unpack what is going on too. One vid and clip at a time. Enjoy. Now to start, especially, I figured I would start with what's going on with ICE immigration and the ICE agents dealing with things over in the blue sanctuary goofy states that these politicians, or should I say echo-mongering donuts that have, with the chaos with the open immigration and the non-vetting what's going on over there, and not only Ohio, even though it's a red state, but some of the ones that have been slipping into places like Ohio, of course, Minnesota, and still Illinois, hopefully, because there's still a lot more cleaning up to do. Illinois definitely needs a bit of a cleanup of the nonsense going on there, not just with the illegal immigrants, but also a lot of the corruption there too, even though they mostly handle immigrants. But it's funny, some of the things I have caught when they have caught these individuals, a lot of those donut politicians have been exposing themselves through and through with some things, and it's interesting to say the least, and it definitely backs up what my side of politics and or party tends to talk about. Also as well, just the stuff they having to deal with, and a lot of these buzzwordists causing issues and trouble with them doing their jobs and whatnot. So it's fun to see, and I love to see it too. Finally, things are coming together and healing, whether people agree with it or not, which they most likely will not, but who cares, right? Now let's check out what's going on in Columbus, Ohio, nomads.
You don't have a warrant. Stay away from the...
Don't have a warrant, they kind of do, otherwise they wouldn't be there. What, do you think they just put a bunch of names in a hat and just pick them out of the air? Goofy goober.
Ma'am, you will get detained. Stay there. Do not...
Exactly. Tell that Karen ICE agent. Tell him. Tell this goofy Karen donut what's going on.
Stay there. Do not move.
You know, I didn't touch
Stay
you.
there. Do not move.
Man, be careful. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Exactly. Listen to your friend over there. And also, too, I'm yapping a bit, but it's bad enough you have to do regular cops, and they can already do enough, but messing with the feds, yeah, that's a big no-no. If you have such a problem with it, you're best filming it and talking to lawyers if you care that much. They didn't seem to care too much about the illegal immigrants when they first came here and flooded the country, and they didn't want to house them or let them move in with their families and whatnot in their house. But it's so funny how these cancel puffs just twist things around, and when it doesn't convenience them or so, they won't say anything, but when it is against their typical stuff they push and or cult-like behavior, then it's a problem. I digress.
Okay, you are aggressive.
Stay there.
I am not in your way. I'm
you
not
can
interfering.
record.
What is
Don't
your
come
name?
closer.
Exactly. Step back and record if you care so much, and be smart about it and don't say nothing.
Ma'am. Away from the police.
She doesn't have a lot of this going on in her noodle.
Ma'am.
I digress. And now, how about another one? Asmongold has even reacted to this. Now, this is interesting. Let's see. Shout out to him, too. I like a lot of his takes.
Think that because this woman is pregnant, so now for some reason she doesn't have to follow the law. This is ridiculous. Like it's these people don't even think. They're not even thinkers at all. Like, and I don't think I'm like some genius, right? See, people think that because this woman is
big facts. Let's see another one. ICE agents came to Carmel Mall, which is the biggest Somalian mall in Minnesota. Interesting, I did not know that. And they gotta deal with it in the rough snow. I feel bad for these guys. I hate the snow, and that's gotta make their job more tougher.
No police officer though. There's no police here. All they're doing is spraying him with that
Look at these virtue muffins blowing the whistle like that's gonna do anything. Like, come on, that doesn't do anything, but just causes noise, and you make it easier to expose the agents, or to expose the illegal immigrants to the agents, excuse me. And if they're not illegal, they're just working on their lawn and that, which a lot of legal immigrants do, or ones that were born and raised here that happen to be Spanish or so. You're blowing your whistle thinking they're illegals, and it's funny. They tend not to be, and then I love how an ICE agent called that in. I wonder if there's a clip of that I gotta see. Show everybody. That one was funny if you didn't see it.
He was in there last night. That's who he was talking to.
Look at that one right there. She's gonna run out of breath blowing that whistle. Here's another one, and this one was about them on the escalators. This one went viral. Activists got served by an ICE agent. Of course, this wokelet got served by one. I saw this on X, and it was trending for a little bit when it happened. Let's react to it more, so you know Mads could get my 2 cents on this accordingly. Yeah, she could choose to eat a salad. I know she's not talking. She's going down the escalator, filming, talking smack, and she probably isn't even working. Who knows? If she is, she's probably working at Subway right now, and they're definitely making more money than she is. So, yeah, don't talk smack when you live in a glass house, as they say. So I'm really liking this guy's channel. I'm definitely following this guy on TikTok. I love the name and the comments here, man. Almost like X, aka Twitter. So freaking wild. Some of these posts and comments. I love it. Tom Holman's cool. I have a little bit of things I disagree with him with, but I like what he says right here. I only caught a tidbit of this, but let's get a full reaction, huh, Nomads? Let's react to this.
2 that he kept. The biggest deportation operation in the history of this nation.
Hell yeah.
In less than a year since President Trump's been in the Oval Office, we're in the year about 650,000 deportation, which blows any record out of the water. So he's already beat every record there when it comes to deportation. But we got nearly 2 million that left on their own because they knew ICE was out there looking for them. They decided to leave on their own. So a record number of removals. Well, get this. While Pam Bondi is suing the Department of the Sanctuary Cities, once we beat the Sanctuary Cities, once we bring all 10,000 new agents on the ground, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Ooh, I love that. W strong message. Standing ovation. Look at that. That's what I'd be doing right now.
for those promise number 2 that he...
I thought there was more to it, but yeah, I love this. I follow this news cast too, even though I don't typically watch regular news. RSBN's a good news company, even though they tend to be more Republican, but I like a lot of independent news as well. It's good to see all the different takes and not have a single one take, so you get all your information from different sources, whether it be a little more biased or unbiased. I like the unbiased better, but it's good to still look at the competition in different news outlets as well, even though a lot of them tend to be fake and goofy BS news and virtue muffins. But I digress. I still like looking into it. Give a fair chance to change or get a different outlook, but 9 out of 10 times they usually fail. Very rare for me to say, okay, wow, this side was wrong about this, or this side was wrong about this situation, you know? And how about another one? I ran into ICE agents in Baltimore. Okay. They're in Baltimore too. I didn't know that. That place definitely needs, not only from the possible amount of illegal immigrants that's there, but especially the ones that are criminals and causing issues, they need to always get the boot and dip out of here, especially with all the controversies going on there. But also with the Baltimore, that state definitely needs some cleaning up with the corruption and the pity grub politics there. I digress. Let's look into this.
601 I'd 850. You get the yearly, but then I get $7,500.
Why are they in green but you guys are in black? Right?
I just point out the immigrants we got.
$1,000 on a Hannah Rain bet. And I just lost $1,000. Where can I apply?
That one's different. He's gambling in front of not only regular police, but ICE agents. Man, that was cool. They didn't even say or do anything to it. I don't know what the laws are in Maryland, Baltimore with gambling, etc., but they didn't even care. That's awesome. And I'm typically not too much of a gambler, you know, and the type to always say, oh, gambling is awesome, pushing in everything, because it does have its downsides a lot, even though they have upsides too, just like some fun to do. But of course, if you're not good at self-control, I wouldn't recommend messing around with gambling. But still, I liked how they were cool about it. See? ICE agents are human beings too. And a few more to come. I'm going to react to a couple more of these and then move on to some other bits of news. Hope so far you are liking this, nomads. If you like this, definitely comment and let me know if you like getting my 2 cents on a bit of politics, because I'm getting a little politics mixed into the mix. Especially with what's going on now. It's hard not to want to talk about it. You feel me? But of course, we could be all reasonable, intelligent, and less combative or less excessive about it. But you still gotta wanna talk about some things, mention things, and wanna make fun of some things too. It's human nature, right? Let's unpack this one. ICE agents inside a Somalian restaurant. What is going on in Minnesota? I wonder what food they serve. It looks like a nice restaurant, but they didn't say. It would have been cool to get some of those details. What food were they serving? And person that had the money to open this restaurant, I didn't see all of it, but so far it looked pretty decent. It looked almost like when McDonald's was first out with the play bin, and that definitely looks like a more nicer fast food restaurant. Interesting to say the least, but see, causing issues, especially with what's going on in Minnesota, but they kind of have themselves to blame. They always been a blue wall, echo monger, wokey state, so they brought it upon a lot of themselves. Tell me I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure The policies and that is what's been ruining that state. I had a friend that moved there and moved all the way to Alaska, and he was a truck driver and said, oh yeah, with Tom Homan and all the politics there is gone to trash, and they wanted to mess with guns, their right to bear arms, taxes and stuff like that. It's like you're better off probably going to Alaska if you're a truck driver, making a little money, more money there, paying less taxes, especially if you like the cold and whatnot. I personally don't, but if you're in Minnesota, if you can't change up the political landscape, I would just dip out of there. Even if you like the cold in nature, it has nice nature, and I guess if you like the winter, sure. I don't myself, so, or you like that stuff, then more power to you, but I would say there's better alternatives. I digress. You know, before we finish reacting to this part of the news, we had to hop on X because they have a lot of good behind-the-scenes clips in that the TikTok would normally post or appreciate and or allow on their platforms because they are a little bit too... Their moderation sucks, let's keep it a stack. But this one, ICE agents were spotted carrying an illegal immigrant out of the courthouse in Cali, or what I call California. Adios, amigo. Yo, this dude. Alright, let's see. Break this one down and react. Isn't it a little humiliating they have to freaking two people need to carry him out of there? Like, that's kind of humiliating in my 2 cents. He was probably putting up a fuss, not wanting to walk. Like, you don't have much of a choice here, buddy, if you're here legally. Like, if I was in Switzerland, Netherlands, or any other country, I come there legally. The same thing would happen to me if I act a fool and went there illegally. Let's keep it a stack. But of course, when America does, there are things of protecting against illegal immigration. Oh no, it's bad. Oh no, this. But the virtue signaling muffins are having a problem raging and losing their cool. Like, nah. How about actually being more reasonable about things instead? All I gotta say.
That's fucked up.
Look at her following them with the camera like that's gonna do anything and blowing a whistle. I hope one of the feds have told one of those Karens, especially those white liberal Karens, to go pound sand, because obviously they were never told no or so by their weak parents. Whatever happened to being rational and common sense? Of course, the parents never taught that because they was probably weak or spineless. Let's keep it a stack. This is what happens when weak parents don't discipline the kids and teach them right from wrong, common sense, and rationality. Being rational. One more for the road, and this one came graciously by an anti-ICE agent doing his job and or anti-immigration, which is not so good. Other countries have their own immigration thing, but like I said and kind of ranted about earlier, America can't have one because it's all these buzzwords that these virtue signaling muffins and donuts want to whine about. But here it is. ICE agents illegally break into a woman's bathroom in New York nutrition bar and manufacturing plant. Pull up your pants, says a male agent. The agents only had a warrant to review employer documents. They didn't have a warrant to search for, detain, or arrest anyone there. Yeah? So, is that the same thing when cops actually find something illegal or something concerning in a house, even though you can tell a regular cop, unless you have a warrant, I don't consent to you coming in my house or searching anything. But when there's something in plain view or concerning sounds like screams or something illegal, like on a coffee table, like narcotics, look really suspect, let's keep it a stack, but they still have permission to come into your home if there's suspicion of crimes or potential legal activities or something very concerning in the house. Interesting how they dance around stuff, but I digress. Let's look into this.
foot. It's resistance.
Yeah, the bathroom door is locked so far, and they're not letting them get in or opening the door to explain what's going on. So obviously that's suspicious behavior, and maybe what's about to happen, which I'm assuming the door gets kicked in. That probably wouldn't have happened if they would just open the door and say, oh, there's nothing going on here, we're not illegal or so, and explain the situation. But when stuff like this happens, you could automatically assume a lot of suspicious activities going on. That's why they're hiding.
Hang it. Got it?
¿Necesitas abrir la puerta ahora?
Tell them to back up.
Necesitas muevas. Vamos a abrir la puerta. Con fuerte.
He's in there. I got it. Ready?
Yep.
Get down! Get down!
¡Puerta ahora!
Get on the ground! Females, 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 females.
Siéntese ahora. Siéntese. No te muevas.
Miss, pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom.
Necesitas poner tus pantalones. She's asking to wait since she's moving pants up.
Okay, okay, please hurry.
Okay. Señoritas, conmigo. A mi compañero.
She didn't assimilate well. And they're even giving her time. They make him sound like to be the big bad wolf, but they're giving her time to finish what she's doing and pulling up her pants to address things, what's going on. Some tells me that didn't go well altogether because A, she was, or the girls in there were actually illegal immigrants, and the employer there hired illegal immigrants for cheap labor, which is kind of a not so nice thing in general because, hey, why are you hiring cheap labor? Why don't you pay them the same as a regular American employee? The blue team doesn't really like talking about that, though, do they? And then, I'm assuming what happened towards the end, they were illegal, proof of them being illegal immigrants, and they got deported correctly, of course. But thanks to this guy for sharing this video with us. I'm going to go ahead and like it. Definitely very generous of him. Appreciate it. And I'm sure everyone else that is exposing this appreciates the effort too. Thank you for showing us ICE doing their job. Now, just to let everyone aware, I'm not very pro law enforcement or cop. There do needs to be rules in place so everyone doesn't go into complete anarchy and everyone causes issues everywhere, and it's like a whole complete anarchy in arena of a purge, so to speak, and or crimes being committed and people going left and right like these blue cities that just do catch and release the criminals causing issues and hurting people and robbing people, but oh, just give them a slap on the wrist or so. That's the type of politics that doesn't work well, and it can see in those states why it doesn't work well and people wanting to move out of those states because those policies aren't working too well, and that doesn't help anything. But let them prove themselves wrong, I say, and let them go ahead and destroy their big blue sanctuary cities, because it will just go to show why the other side has better politics in dealing with crime. Why homelessness is never fixed. Elon retweeted this. Alright, Elon Musk, let me see. I haven't seen this before. Let's dive right into this one and unpack this, nomads.
We spent $13 billion in Los Angeles alone last year to combat homelessness. You want to know where that money went? That money went to these trash nonprofits who have a bunch of executives making $500,000 a year. You're working for a nonprofit dealing with homelessness. That's my
Facts.
money. That's my parents' money. Okay? That is the hard-working people of California paying incredibly high taxes that go to what? So yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And honestly, just experiencing what I've seen on the ground in California has made me question a lot about left-wing ideology. We spent
Yep, she's speaking facts. And it's people like that, all the dum-dums in, I'll just say it, California. I want to say California, but yeah. People still vote for people like Newsom, those goofy donuts, because like that SpongeBob episode I mentioned before, they're being conned like typical suckaroonies thinking, oh yeah, this is going to change this way, I'm going to pay less taxes and that. Nope, you voted for that politician and he gotcha. And you just got conned like suckaroonies, and you're still trying to how should I say, you pretty much just got scammed, buddy. Maybe consider trying to vote red for once and giving it a try. I mean, obviously what's going on isn't working, so why not give it a try and vote for the red team more and have a Republican governor or at least mayor. You should want it all in general, but obviously, like I said, this ain't working, so why not give that a try? What have you got to lose? Obviously not much, because every time you vote for that political party, you keep getting conned and screwed over like a bunch of suckaroonies. I digress. Let them learn the hard way, even though they've been learning the hard way and it's still not clicking in their mind like typical brainless cult followers, but I digress. Another thing too, Trump, the Grums reacted, and I love Grums. He has a lot of good points in that on X, aka Twitter. It's good hearing from him, and he's starting to cover more politics too, and I like he's really been digging into things we haven't looked into. But he says right here before we react to this video, Trump isn't going to be in power forever. Yes, true. We're going to end up like Australia and the UK once the left gets power again and imposes mass censorship crimes. And that's why we got to make sure those wokey, delusional, corrupt politics and politicians on that side of politics can never get in party again. We got to make sure we have somebody else to take over that won't screw up what we got going for the 4 years, and hopefully after the next 4 years we got to make sure the red team stay in power, even though I disagree with some things on the red team in my side of politics, why I kind of have my own thing, but I'm always going to jump to the side that always supports my right to free speech, of course, the Second Amendment, and everything in the beautiful book of the Constitution. We got to make sure we don't turn this to North Korea 2.0, because that would be very problematic. The most important thing he can do is enact more protections for First Amendment speech. Oh, for sure, definitely need to tell the president about that and speak more on that. Set our foreign policy to push for that freedom around the world. Big facts. I feel bad, real quick, I feel bad for a lot of friends of mine and fellow online friends, etc., that are on social media that have to deal with the nonsense of what's going on in Australia. I feel bad for them that they can't fully speak their mind, regardless of their sides of politics. I just hope they end up changing for the better, and Australia could be fully free again like it once was, and I wish them all the best.
Under Victoria's civil anti-vilification scheme, which starts in 2026, the Speaker of a vilifying statement generally needs to be identifiable to be held to be held accountable. We recognise that this could protect cowards who hide behind anonymous profiles to spread hate and stoke fear. That's why Victoria will spearhead new laws to hold social media companies and anonymous users to account, and will appoint a respected jurist to unlock the legislative path forward.
Why do people vote idiots like this in? I swear. It's like never ending. I get what some people are saying when it comes to unhinged people on social media, making certain threats and that, sure, but when that's not happening, people are just speaking their mind, even if they come off as low IQ or so. Just let it happen, because it goes to show you who that person really is, and if you want to associate with that person or not, or debate him or her, debate, you know, their ideas and takes and opinions and thoughts, politics, what have you. Don't copy the UK thing, because isn't the big reason a lot of the origins of Australia, a lot of the people from the UK prisons and whatnot were pretty much pushed out of the United Kingdom, and they came to Australia and rebuilt it from there and turned it to what once is today and what it once was? Like, you shouldn't want to copy and take after the UK, because their politics are definitely very dumb and very bad for the people, and you're just copycatting them. Like, if you want to copycat someone, why don't you copycat America's policies and politics, at least with some things? Because I guarantee a lot more people are going to be, my 2 cents, a lot more people are going to be happier with those results than these, because there's been a lot of people in the UK, Australia, and of course the UK as well, have been speaking out against that and have been having their based takes and common sense saying, no, I don't like this. I don't want these type of rules. This is stupid. This is communist. Isn't the big reason even the left talk about is being anti-fascism, communist, and things like that. It's like, well, you're pretty much promoting it indirectly, even though you guys see it, but obviously you guys ain't seeing it enough. You're promoting that, and it's not working out for you, and you could get arrested for speaking your mind on something that you feel dearly about, even if you're not coming in and saying it in a really aggressive, or should I say hostile manner, like you want this person or individual politician, what have you, to be in danger. You don't want this person, or you're threatening this person, threatening their life, etc., for their political takes. This is interesting by Eric. Breaking, it's now confirmed that over 2.5 million illegal aliens have been pushed out of the United States under President Trump. 1.9 self-deported. Oh, wow. If that's the case, that's amazing. If there was actually 1.9 self-deported, that's very interesting and very surprising. 605,000 forcibly deported. I would expect those numbers being a little bit different, like the forcibly deported scale of numbers have to be 1.9, but who knows? I guess not. I don't know all the facts behind that, but if that's the case, bravo. Tom Homan, unprecedented, nothing like this in history of the country. Let's look into that.
600,000 illegal immigrants have been deported by ICE, with another 1.9 million self-deporting. Joining me now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is White House border czar Tom Homan. Tom, great to have you this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
How would you assess the president's work on securing this border so far in 2025?
Unprecedented. Nothing like this in the history of the country. Look, we got the most secure border in the history of this nation. The most secure ever. And that's based on real data. I just came back. I just did a border review in San Diego, Texas, and Arizona. I toured the border by air, by boat, and by four-wheel drive. 3 days on the southern border, Maria. I didn't see a single illegal alien.
Now that's very interesting. Very good, too. Hopefully we keep it that way even after the next 4 years. But it's all up to us, internet peoples, nomads, and just people with common sense. If you like good policies, paying less taxes, not open borders, no vetting, etc., among other policies that benefit not just the country but yourselves, you know who to vote for. Of course, not every politician is going to be a solid individual and a saint or so, but certain things, when it comes to certain things, you got to remember which is the better alternative. Then if the better alternative is the left side, which promotes things that are against the country, charging more taxes and whatnot, making inflation go through the roof like the Biden administration, and even possibly worse, I would rather take that, still the red team. Regardless, I'd rather still pick the red team, because I don't want a bunch of people running amok who are unvetted causing issues, and I'm having to pay for it as well and paying double the taxes. Like, nah. And not being able to have my free speech and my right to bear arms. And of course, like I said, all the other beautiful amendments in the Constitution. I'm just a very pro-Constitution person in general, but I still agree with most, not all, but most of the Republican Party's politics and policies. Like I said, not all, but most. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Hope everyone enjoyed. This so far. Do let me know. I will catch everybody next time. Until later next time, have a good one all. Peace.
Like and subscribe.